Well, I gotta admit, I did not expect this development with Izuku going up against La Brava and Gentle this quickly. I figured Gentle and La Brava would break into UA, and then a fight would break out. Like, maybe, for some reason, Aoyama and Izuku are in the woods, and then a fight breaks out. I was assuming something like that would happen. That was just my mental image when I was thinking about what could possibly happen for this arc. But then, this chapter happened, and I'm just like, you know what? This works. I think this works a lot better, because think about what this arc is about, okay? And think about what La Brava is as a, a villain, and also Gentle. I feel like this theme fits perfectly with the style of these characters. Let me explain. As we know, Izuku now standing up and fighting La Brava and Gentle right now before he gets to school is kind of like a simple comic book hero, or what you would see from a classic cartoon, a hero trying to save the day. For instance, like, here's a common theme you see in, like, a cartoon or whatever. A hero gets in some trouble, like, there's a certain schedule that needs to be done. Like, they only have a certain limited amount of time until they have to do something important. Let's say, get home, do the chores or something. That would be like a simple cartoon episode. I've seen this in the past with cartoons. Like, for instance, the main character has to get home, do some chores or whatever, or he's going to get in trouble, detention, whatever, and that's kind of what Izuku's in, which it's a little bit more extreme, obviously, than just chores and stuff, but I'm just saying, as an example, Izuku is having to get something done before he has to get to doing something because of his schedule. And once he takes care of the villain, it's kind of like he puts everything together, nobody really knows about it, and he carries on with his day. And when you think about it, that's kind of what heroes are, and that's how Izuku is as a person as well. He is someone that doesn't want acknowledgement. He is someone that doesn't really care about the public really noticing when he's going crazy or being a hero. He just does things because he wants to be a hero. He has that hero mentality. He doesn't care about fame and, popularity like, Gentle and La Brava does. So, I do like the theme of how the fight is starting. It's a very, quiet area that is starting to start at, and nobody's really there paying attention. So, when Izuku deals with this man or whatever happens, then nobody will really know, and, the day will carry on, unless, Gentle still decides to continue to where UA is and do his little scheme. That's the only thing I could assume. So, I mean, I do like it. I have to say, Horikoshi, I like the style of how this started, because it fits with the mold of just a standard cartoon or comic. And I don't know how many else saw that with this chapter, but that's what I got when I was reading the chapter for the first time. But leaving at that, though, let's talk about the reason why Izuku is out and trying to, get something from the store, which is a rope. So, Izuku, apparently, he doesn't want to ask Momo to make a rope, which she could easily make a rope in, under a minute, because of how her quirk works. Which I do understand from Izuku's perspective and why he didn't ask Momo. He did it out of respect reasons, because number one, if he was to just go over to Momo and it's like, hey, make this rope, it's kind of like, she's being used as a tool or a factory or whatever. And that was stated in this chapter, that they don't want to make Momo feel like she's a factory, a tool, or whatever. And also, you gotta add an extra layer to this. Momo is a rich girl, and it kind of is very similar to how, maybe the poorer friends or whatever, they want to use the rich kid to be able to get what they want. That's kind of how you can view the situation. Maybe, everybody didn't want to ask Momo to make the rope because they just didn't want to feel like, they're just using her for who she is. And I feel like that's the theme of what this chapter is trying to imply. I know many might be upset with the fact that it feels very, convenient for Izuku to go out and then see Gentle and La Brava, and in some ways, it is convenient. I cannot deny that. It is. But at the same time, though, I feel like everything does make sense. It does make sense with the way everything was set. Number one, Gentle giving away, his, disguise because of tea, it fits with his character. Ever since he was introduced, he was someone that constantly was drinking tea. He was always shaking, having a shaky cup or whatever, can't pour tea properly. He always was about tea. And he was always saying he needed to drink tea before he had a big, jig coming up. So this does let us know that tea does kind of, in some ways, control him, and he's very fascinated about it. So him giving up his identity thanks to tea, yes, it's stupid in some ways, but at the same time, it makes sense with his type of personality, and also it fits the mold of what this arc is about. Remember, Gentle and La Brava, they're not like the typical heinous villains that we have seen from the series of Boku no Hero Academia. They are villains, but not necessarily. They're more vigilantes than anything else, and so you can't really say they're as evil as like something like Shigaraki or even what Stain was. Stain, even though he wasn't a straight-up villain, what he did was pretty freaking heinous. So Gentle and La Brava are nowhere near that level. So I do think that them kind of giving up themselves like that, I do think it fits with the theme of Horikoshi, what he's been trying to do with this arc, making it more school life theme, and also, you know, make these comedic villains are kind of like from a classic cartoon. But regardless of all of that, though, I do want to mention that I'm really curious to see where Izuku's going to go with his new gadgets on his hand, his gloves. So yeah, Mei gives him a new gadget for each of his hands to be able to use his quirk. Now, All Might makes a comment in this chapter saying that they have come a long way. The equipment and all that's put on, it's come a long way. Because back in the past, it was very bulky. He could barely, use equipment because of how bulky it was. And that was just for 20 to 30% of his power. So, seeing how slim the gloves are and all that, and how they fit Izuku's, hero costume, it shows that technology has become very advanced, but also Mei is very gifted as an engineer, creating this type of technology. And so I'm interested to see how Izuku is going to fare against Gentle and La Brava for him to have a power-up quite like this. But it also does say a lot, though, about Gentle's potential strength. Because think about it. We know Gentle has probably a very strong quirk. We saw what he did at that convenience store. He definitely is not someone that is weak. He may seem like a joke, but he's probably not a joke. You don't underestimate someone, especially if you don't really understand their quirk or know what their quirk is. And I feel like his quirk is probably going to be very OP. And so in this case, I do believe that Izuku getting these gloves does say a lot about Gentle as a villain, and probably where his strength is. Unless Horikoshi wants to straight up go full comedic villain, and make it to where the man is actually just straight up weak, then that would be hilarious. But I for now think for Horikoshi to give Izuku that kind of like a power-up, it does mean that Gentle is very strong. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how crazy, Gentle is, and seeing how far Izuku has to push himself to stop Gentle from intervening with UA. Because remember, there's a lot on the line right now. If Gentle does get into the school and cause a problem, that is the principal's neck on the line. It's not just that the entire school will evacuate everybody, area, get very upset and all that, and Izuku can't uphold his promise, and Togata, couldn't either. It's the fact that a lot of teachers are going to get in trouble. A lot of part of UA is just going to get a big backlash from the media, and like I said, principal, he's going to get fired. End of story. So I see that Izuku has a lot of stakes. He has a lot of stakes on the line. If he doesn't do this right, then it's going to be very bad. So I feel like Izuku is going to be able to comprehend this, and if he doesn't handle it right, it's GG. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this is handled and seeing how far Izuku goes to be able to protect the, happiness of everybody else in the school and try to not allow them to get stressed. I could see Izuku probably talking with Gentle. I could definitely see that, because Gentle isn't like the typical villain. He is definitely someone that's probably willing to talk, and I could see Izuku probably talking with the man, trying to comprehend or understand what he's doing, because this is something that Izuku has done many times in the past. Remember, Izuku's always tried to comprehend his opponents. He's always, tried to figure out why they do certain things like they do. I mean, think about it. He tried to talk to Shigaraki a long time ago when he first met him, trying to figure out why he did certain things like he did, why he was a villain. And so when you look at that, it makes sense that maybe Izuku is going to try to, analyze Gentle, figure out why he's doing this, and maybe be able to tell him, like, he shouldn't do this because it's just going to hurt a lot of people. So, yeah, I feel like that's probably what's going to happen. But anyways, next thing to talk about, let's also talk about the Jiro stuff. So, we get a little bit of a progression with Jiro and the whole band and all that in the staging team, and for the most part, it's just the typical stuff we've been seeing for the past couple chapters. Very adorable, very cute, just seeing how Jiro is very serious about everything. She's not, wanting to back down. She's wanting to help out, make sure everybody has a good time while doing this. And so, I do think the first part, if you're a Jiro fan, you're going to have a lot of fun with it, and also if you're, a Mina fan as well, because she had a good spotlight in this chapter as well, getting very hyped up, trying to, get everybody good at dancing, and apparently Izuku is still not good at dancing. That's still a problem that was clarified in this chapter. But I think that's about it when it comes to this chapter. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below. And with that being said, I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Please stay healthy. Have a great night or day wherever you live. Chibi out.